Hello and welcome to Aurei Plays 7 Billion Humans, episode 7. Let's see where we left off. At the fitness program. Time for a break.
You might be wondering, how does she stay so fresh and flirty?
Or hey, that handsome guy in the tie, is he a pneumatic excavator? Because he's pumped.
Let's all take a break from flexing our brains and work on flexing our bodies.
Today we're going to learn aerobic exercise with Alice, Betty, and Carol.
And Pablo. Hey.
I'm not sure what I just watched, but it was pretty fun. Neuropathways. Let's see where we're going. Okay, this looks cool. I do feel that tingling. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so we got access to memory, so we can do this. So we can all get a nearest data cube. I'm still not quite sure how this works, in the sense that I don't know if they reschedule once someone picks the data cube up, or if they all go for a different one from the onset, but this should be fine. So we can then pick up we can pick up mem1, yeah. So and then set, so we find the nearest shredder and we give to that. I'm not sure if we needed to have a loop here, but let's see. Yeah, I don't think we had to. So this is good to know. Like they have pathfinding, and pick up and give to are instructions that that will respect the pathfinding, make sure they don't fall into random holes, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know in what sense they rescheduled, but this all looks like they're fine. They step out of the way nicely. I'm not sure why. Maybe that used to need an explicit end, but maybe if you just have your program end and are not in a loop, then it's just implicit and they'll move out of the way. Okay, cool. So this is good to know, that we don't need to do everything by hand, and that we can actually use this pathfinding in future puzzles, because I would have forgotten otherwise. There's also, I guess this blue floor will focus mostly on memory, and if we can set arbitrary things in there, that might be a big thing. Biometric access. Let's see. Okay. Each assigned a personal shredder. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we need to remember the nearest shredder. So that we do that for everyone. We store that in mem1. Then we pick up. Then we go for the nearest data cube, but we store it in a different memory location. So we don't overwrite the shredder. The shredder will stay the same throughout the program. We pick up M1 and we give to we pick up mem2 and we give to mem1. And these last three, so there's more than one cube per person, so this we just repeat, we don't overwrite the shredder, so we need to keep using the same shredder. Yeah, this is fairly self-explanatory for the rest. Let's see if we can see something about how they choose their cubes. Yeah, it does look a little bit like they're rerouting sometimes. Yeah, so this one, I saw her move like this and then back. So if we do this, then somehow it will yeah, I'm still not quite sure how it works. It will, so this is actually dynamic, so it will keep refilling this. No, that's not true. Yeah, I'm still not sure how it works. We might need to really figure out how it works exactly at some future point. Let's fill the floor. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is the opposite thing. So we can we can just use nearest printer. Take from mem1. Nearest. Do we have nearest empty? We don't have nearest empty. Multiple directions. Oh, okay. Oh, multiple directions in your step commands. Okay, so we can use random walk kind of strategies. We can't say, okay, use the nearest thing. But let's do that then, I guess. So we just step and we select all directions. So I'll go for the minimum instructions here, if anything, but not for this won't be the fastest. Then we check if a direction I'm standing on is nothing. Drop. And we just else. Let's see. So if we dropped something, then we step back to here. So then we take from mem1, and else we need to repeat the entire thing. Okay, so this is just doing a random walk, and I'll see if that works. It's quite inefficient, but it will work. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because it will take a little while. But you see at this point they're walking around with a lot of cubes and they need to happen to walk into this area. Yeah, I might get some inefficiency award for this. So there's a slightly better way to do it, which is to check if the space next to you is empty and then drop it. But oh, it's actually doable in 6 commands. That's tough. I'm actually not that much over target. I expected it to be to be worse than twice. We'll see. Checkerboard organization. Okay, there's one that has been started, so we're going to do the same strategy here. We're just gonna do a random walk. Actually, in fact, so what we can do when we take from the printer, we're always on a black square, right? So we don't need to do a random walk in all directions. We can just walk in a cross. And then test, like if one of the squares next to us is empty, then we can drop it. It's not gonna win an instruction award. It's also not gonna win a speed award, but it will work. Nearest printer, take from. If we do that, then we're on a black square, so we step in one of these 4 directions. Actually, so what makes sense, what is easier to do, it will save some instructions, is to actually just sidestep and then do the random walk, because then we can just check, hey, are we standing on a square that is empty? So we step in one of these directions, and what we do then is we check, is the square that we are standing on, is that empty? If it is, then we drop and we jump back, and else, so actually we can move this in the else, and it doesn't really matter. We jump like this. Yeah? I think this makes sense, right? Let's see. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a bias towards this area, so what's gonna happen is that likely this corner will be the last to be filled. But yeah, it's slow, but it works just like the previous one. These kind of randomized algorithms are often like this, in the sense that they're very easy to implement. They don't require smart tricks, but they can be kind of slow, and you can actually get them to be fairly quickly on average if you use fancy tricks. This is actually not bad. Like overshooting the target by 20%, that's I'm pretty happy with that. It means that if you include detection, you'll likely be even more efficient. Or if you manage to somehow yeah, I think if you check the directions before moving, then it might be faster, but even that costs a step, so I'm not quite sure if that will work. Okay, let's see. Creative writing. Okay, cool. Write into the data cube. Okay. Make all the data cubes say 99. Okay. Can we do nearest data cube? No, we can't do it with a number. So what we're gonna do is we're going to check. Well, they're all moving down, so we can just check down, left, and right. If it's 0, if it is, we move in that direction. We pick up the thing, we change it to a 99, we drop it. So we can all start by, we don't need to start by stepping down, we need to start by checking. So if the direction down is 0, then step down. Else, if the direction to the left is 0, step to the left. And then we're going to cheat a little and say, hey, if it's not down or left, then it must be to the right. This might bite me in the ass if it turns out they have test cases where they walk up, but we'll see what happens here. So we step down, we step left, we step right. Yeah, so now we're standing on top of a data cube that has a 0. So we pick up the cube. Yeah, so they all have a clear starting point as well. They pick up their own location. They write 99. And then they drop it. Ooh, they drop it, and then we can start over. Okay, let's see. Let's speed this up. This looks fine. Okay, it accepted the challenge. This can be done in 6 commands. Yeah, I guess if you do something, I mean, you could do the random walk, right? And then this all works well. But still 6 commands, that seems steep. I did get the speed challenge, so that's good. Backup data day. Let's call it an episode for here, but we'll continue straight away.